what I'm saying is local politics can make a difference. But
Absolutely.
when you mm, I, I want to be fair here because I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. Let me go back a little bit. Our struggle has been co-opted for the longest time. All right. That started, do research about the great, even if you go now, you could Google it, but it's hopefully the library is open soon. Do research on the Great Society and what Johnson, the most racist president to ever live, who said, I'll have them niggas voting Democrat for 80 years. Johnson, who was a Republican that turned to Democrat just to flip the black thing. Johnson, who Dr. King had to argue with and still only gave us a little piece of a civil rights bill.
Sure.
They did some real crazy stuff. And what happens is who we are ends up getting co-opted. And so in the beginning, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to no other people, but I'm black and American, so I gotta say this. And let me be clear on who I am. My great-grandparents were slaves here. My grandmother and grandfather were freed slaves here. And my mother grew up under segregation. I was born in 61. My mother had me at 44. So
And I
I'm
think we all share a lot of that.
yeah. So I'm 3 generations removed. So
Yes.
when I see that struggle get co-opted and other people jump in and say, oh, it's civil rights for me too, I be like, no, it ain't. I'm the same dude who I tell these little rappers all the time. I say, yo, Usher and Chris Brown and them couldn't have hung around us. Because we would have said, yo, go sing that shit over there, bro. We rappers over here. No disrespect to you, but you don't share this table with us. If you had a struggle, that struggle has been overcome. Now you have had the Jackson 5. Now you've had Stevie. Now you've had Marvin. So maybe you did have a struggle, for black R&B, but the struggle is overcome. We in the middle of people saying that we're not music. We in the middle of trying to get booked in clubs. And like I said, Chuck D saying radio suckers never play me. We're in the middle of black radio programmers like Frankie Crocker trying to make us disappear. That story, there's a story, and Paradise knows the story better than me, where they talked to Fred Mayo and all of these guys because they wanted Mr. Magic. They told Mr. Magic, we'll give you double the money if you stop playing rap.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they really, but God bless Mr. Magic. God bless Lady B. God bless Pink House in Chicago. God bless Greg Mack in LA. It was like, I don't care what y'all say, I'm playing rap. I don't care what y'all say, I'm playing it. You know what I'm saying? And it worked. And all I'm saying is that it's the same concept I'm talking about. You do small local things to make a difference. When you got a bunch of white people in Paris screaming about you should be very afraid because it ain't they struggle. And you could say they sympathizing with you. I didn't grow up like that. The way I grew up is like, yo, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? My white friend, I don't care what his name is, Johnny. Let's call him Johnny. I hear you, Johnny. Go home, man. Go home, man. Good. You want to do something? Miss Mamie over there need her rent paid. Go pay her rent. You know what I'm saying? You and your parents got money. Go pay Miss Mamie rent. But don't stand over here. We don't stand with us. We don't need you to stand with us. It's gonna dilute what we are. You know what I'm saying?
I think just going back to the original when we were having the beginning conversation when you stated that, the haters were minimal, the beef was limited because there was a layer of respect, but you did have, a conglomerate of folks that uplifted, motivated, added a layer of strength. So I think that, where we are today, I guess it's just another reference in that regard. And it's just taking so much more to add that layer of strength. Before it was just, the block, the hood, whomever. But now it's taking that much more to be able to give us the confidence or give us the strength, if you will, separate and apart from those that we understand the higher power that we serve can give us that same. With that, looking at the globe, those folks that are having to stretch their hand to say we support you, it just becomes so much more relevant, but same ideologies, of course.
Right. Well, I think for the Black community, I've been doing a little bit of research on my own. One of the things that I noticed blatantly is that the television has replaced the record player in the Black home. So in the 60s and the 70s, we went through stuff. The dope needle was real there. Vietnam, which was probably the stupidest war ever, possibly. You know, people, there's some people argue, but that it was a dumb war. You know, just struggle, right? And we still was going through a huge civil rights kind of thing of being free but not free, right? So we fighting and singing about it and all of that. But when we went home, we had Marvin, we had Stevie. A lot of people don't like to give the Jackson 5 credit, but they were freedom fighters too. We had the Jackson 5. We had all those things that strengthened us. So funny, I was talking to Hasib the other day about this Billy Ocean record. That they're not the one everybody know, the Caribbean Queen. That damn One of Them Nights, that record is so mean, yo. One of Them Nights, that joint is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, like it's so crazy.
You're gonna put it on when we finish.
Yeah, and it's not even about, you know, nothing political, but we had those kind of releases. When you replace Stevie Wonder with Dom Lemon or Sean King or one of them, Bill Maher, all these dummies they listening to, it's not good. A 24-hour news cycle is not good for any human being.
Absolutely.
But for melanated human beings, it's even worse.
Absolutely.
Creativity is missing in this struggle. And we've always had musicians to lead the way, because that's where we got our chants from. That's where we got it all from. No disrespect to Sharpton and them, but it wasn't y'all, man. It wasn't. Y'all was following us. We wasn't following y'all.
I love it.
That's the biggest difference. Like now, all of a sudden, these guys become, I don't know. I just feel like they have too much power, and I don't feel like there's enough music in our movement.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't have music in our movement, then what is it then? You know what I'm saying? What is it? Because even if it is, which I don't believe that peace comes out of justice. I believe it's the other way around, universally, scientifically. But either way, even if it is no justice, no peace, where's the song? I mean, now I'm seeing guys do things that are dope. I seen Kwame do something real dope. He took that rhyme that LL Cool J said, a cappella, and he put it to music.
Freestyle, mm-hmm.
But why does Kwame have to take a LL Cool J IG freestyle and make music to it? That's backwards to me. Even though I appreciate it's dope, but that's backwards to me. Like where that's the voices are, it's blatant that the voice of the musician is missing. It's so obvious to me just because of where I come from, that we are just missing, which is why me, Chuck, and Speech are forming this group. Because
you have to definitely, you have to still have a strength. You have to have, not to be worried about, is it my time, like playing double dutch? Should I say something now? Should I do I go now? You know, what do I need to do? You have to just be able to, you know, stand on it. And if that's what's in your soul, that's what's in your heart, you let that, you know, that's the expression. That was what you all were in the position to do, was to express yourselves. And through music, that is where you all became who you are. And the reason why Champagne and Conversations now likes to come back and talk to you all, because we find it comforting and a level of consciousness to be able to say, talk to us about this. And everything that you've said is relative to today. And if we respected the OGs, and if we listened to it, and if we lend it to a higher power at some point, and use music, and, you know, we expanded on some sort of idea that we might have, we may very well have been in a different position to be able to say, we got this. We got
absolutely. I just know that that's true, because I've just seen it in so many parts of my life where, you know, at a funeral, at a wedding, at another place where music just does something, and now the mood is set.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Now the mood is set. Now people are thinking, you know, whether it's shifting energy in the atmosphere, all of those particular things. And I just feel like it's so music-less. I mean, I guess, not that I'm in agreement with everything. I guess one of the most powerful things I saw, with Stestasonic came from Amsterdam not too long ago. That was the last dates we did. And we actually had a whole bunch set up, but then COVID hit. But we're going to come back. And the same square that I was in Amsterdam, I saw like 2 days ago, a bunch of people fill that square. And they was all singing Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something? And I understood it because when I go to Amsterdam, Chuck D will say this, and he said it in one of his books. The best show that he ever saw in his life was Stestasonic in Amsterdam at the Paradiso in 1988, because we played for 2.5 hours straight, nonstop. And I always remember European performances up until the last one we did, which was about 9 months ago. And they really embrace us in a different kind of way. Right. It's almost like the music is in them.
Yes.
And this last concert we did was dope because it was a lot of our old fans that was there. So even though the concert was in the Netherlands, we might have had 15 countries get on boats, trains, and planes to come see us, because they hadn't seen Stestasonic in 15 years, 20 years. So it was just like, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. People coming in from Ireland, people coming in from England, you know, some people coming in from Asia. And I see what it means to them. When they in it, they're in it. And when they listening to it, they listening to it. And we need to, some kind of way, we just need to embrace that. I don't know what the total answer is. I'm still rapping, so I'm kind of good with it. But so I don't know if the total answer, you know, people say, oh, you need to talk to some of these young cats. I'm not sure if that's the real answer, but it could be. You know what I'm saying? It could be.
I mean, what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
And obviously exposing that part. I think that at some point people will kind of conform to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, so one of my ideas is this. So with Self-Destruction 2, the way I'm putting Self-Destruction 2 together is I got young people on the record, right? And I'm telling the young people, so I'm the professor, I'm doing it in assignments. So I'm telling everybody what I want them to rap about. So for instance, I told Indigo Phoenix, I need you to write me a story that says your mother was in a car crash. She had to get opioids because she was in a car crash. She your mama, so you didn't think she would get addicted. Y'all still cool. You don't live too far. You got keys to her house. You come home on a Friday. You come to a Friday night. You go straight to her crib. You go to her favorite restaurant. Get her some food. You go to her crib. You know, you open the door. Your mother dead on the floor. What does that sound like in 8 lines?
Wow, that's heavy. We lost you.
Yeah, are you back?
Okay. Yep, you're back.
Yeah. I don't know where I stopped.
You said, and the mom is passed away on the floor.
Yeah. What does that sound like in 8 lines?
Yeah.
Right. I told Lena Jackson, write me a song about being in an abortion clinic and pacing back and forth as to whether or not you should do it or not. What does that sound like in 8 lines? I told Rusty Jukes to write me a rhyme about carrying a gun, but not really wanting to carry a gun, but I really gotta carry a gun because of where I live. What does that sound like in 8 lines? I told my son, you killed him, but now you're recognizing that you killed your brother. What does that sound like in 8 lines? Because that's self-destruct. Nowadays, see, back in the day when we did Self-Destruction 1, we were only really attacking violence. That's why it was done under the banner of KRS's Stop the Violence movement.
Okay.
Today, we got a higher rate of suicide in hip hop than we ever had. I'll be brutally honest. When we was rapping, we never looked at any of our peers like they would ever commit suicide.
Right.
Imagine Rakim committing suicide. Imagine Raw Bass committing suicide. Father MC committing suicide. We didn't even think about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where now you got Mac Miller, you got this one, you got that one, you got an opioid crisis, which Juice WRLD's thing falls in between suicide and opioids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's taking pills, but he didn't take them pills to die, but those were pills he keeps taking. You know what I'm saying?
May lead to that. Yes.
Yeah, look at what Trippie Redd goes through. Trippie Redd, I love him because I like his music, but I love him because he publicly talks about his battle with opioids.
Yes.
Like, I quit, but now I'm back. And you know what I'm saying? So it's so much going on. You know, Extension getting killed on that corner. You know, that's different than just violence. And so I want to tap into that. So one of the ways I want to bring the young people into this is I just want your stories. That's all I need.
Why aren't you talking about this, Daddy? Or isn't that what rappers do?